welcome to our Facebook Live. Give us a like or a share if you can see us and hear us.
Anyone there? Can anyone say hi? Let us know that you're out there and alive.
They're all asleep,
Yeah.
listening to your music.
Beautiful. So, hello, welcome back to the Education on Fire podcast network and the Primary Music on Fire membership sites. We are back after our 4-day ukulele challenge we did back in May. Thank you so much for everybody that decided that they liked it so much they wanted us to do some more. We thought we'd come on here at the end of the school holidays to do a recap of the 4 songs that we did, plus how to get going with the ukulele, and actually give you a new song as well. So, as I said, my name's Mark Taylor. We have Carol Aviard as well.
Morning.
And Paul Mansell, who's our ukulele expert. He's going to be one teaching us. And in case you weren't here the first time, essentially Carol and I are more beginners, can we say. Paul's obviously a ukulele teacher and superstar ukulele player. So the way it works is that Paul's going to demonstrate exactly what the ukulele does, how it gets going, and then actually teach us these songs, which is a way for you then to teach it to your children if you're a homeschooler or you're doing it just at home, or how you can do it for your class if you're going to be doing it in class, and if you're just a ukulele person that loves playing the ukulele and wants to learn some stuff, then obviously that's great as well. So we know we have a mixture of people because you've been letting me know that that's that's what you enjoy doing. So we're pleased to have you here, and thanks very much for joining us. So Paul, take it away. Let's see what we can remember from May.
Yeah, see how much we've forgotten. We'll start off with the basics. What is a ukulele? So ukulele, it's a member of the lute family. It's a 4-stringed instrument, actually synonymous with Hawaii, but actually comes from Madeira. Okay, now it's got 4 strings. 1, 2, 3, 4. The strings on the ukulele, they're odd because this one here is higher than these. It's a higher pitch, which is very unusual. On a guitar they go low to high, whereas on a ukulele they go high, then low to high. Let's go through the parts of the ukulele. This is the body. This is the bridge. This little white thing here is the saddle. This is the neck. The neck has got frets going across it, which are really important. That's where we place our fingers. Some ukuleles have fret markers. They all should really, but I'm not sure if yours have.
No.
Yeah, you haven't got them. That makes it harder for you.
Thanks.
Welcome.
Yeah.
This is the nut here, and this is the head, and these are the tuning pegs, which are really important for tuning it. 4 strings. The strings are G, C, E, A. So from top to bottom, good children eat apples. G, C, E, A. That's the best way to remember it. Good children eat apples. Okay. Now, when it comes to tuning a ukulele, like in any instrument, they can be a little bit tricky to tune to begin with. The best thing to do is get one of these electronic tuners or an app on your phone. And all you do, I won't go through it too much because we don't want to spend the whole lesson doing it, but effectively, as I play this note here, this tuner will say what note it is. So make sure it says G. It goes green when it's correct, i.e. when it's in tune. If you're too low, like that, it'll be to the left. There's a little indicator and it'll just be to the left. So you just tighten it up until you get to the note and it goes green. Okay? We've got to go a little bit higher on that. To begin with, they are a little bit tricky to tune, like any instrument really. But as long as you get one of these, you won't go far wrong.
I definitely found, because I downloaded one on my phone,
Yeah.
so that I had one handy, and it was brilliant. And I just put into the search engine ukulele tuner, and it came up like that. It did the right notes in the right way, and like you just said, red and green and all. Yeah, it was brilliant. Really did because when you're sort of listening to it, or you're not even sure what the note's meant to sound like to begin with, it really gives you a good starter, doesn't it?
Yeah, they're perfect, and they're free, the apps. You can get them on any phone. Okay, perfect. So, how to hold a ukulele? Ukuleles, they're really slippery. So I don't know if you noticed, but that's just one of those things that you put on your dashboard to stop your phone moving around. I've got one of them just to stop it moving around so much. So I tend to just raise my right leg a bit, and I sort of clamp the ukulele. What you don't want is the ukulele moving around when you play it. The more it moves, the harder it is to play, really. I have the head of the ukulele pointing at about 2 o'clock. So if this is 12 o'clock directly above my head, 1, 2. So you want the head quite high, pointing there exactly as you two are. Your right hand, the strumming hand, for the purpose of this, I'll assume that you're right-handed. If you are left-handed, do the opposite to what I say, obviously. Your right hand is your strumming hand, and that tends to be quite floppy. You don't want it too rigid, you want quite a lot of movement there. Your left hand, that runs along the neck, you place your thumb there and run it along. You don't want to be gripping it too hard because your hand has to move around a fair bit. So just sort of place the thumb there and you don't have to press too hard. Now, with the ukulele, you can either play individual notes, like a recorder or a saxophone, or you can play chords. A chord is just a group of notes. It's just 3 or more notes together, really. And the great thing about the ukulele is the chords are a really good way to get started. When I've stopped sort of jabbering on, we'll get going with a song, and you should be singing a song after about 5 minutes with a chord. So it's a great way to get started. The first chord that we're going to learn is the C chord. If you watched us before, I've got a feeling you'll remember it. Hopefully you guys will as well, but we'll go through it anyway. If you place on your left hand the third finger, so ignore your thumb for the moment, 1, 2, 3, this finger here, sometimes called the ring finger, because people tend to sometimes wear a ring on that finger. So 1, 2, 3, your third finger, you're placing it on the 3rd fret. 1, 2, 3. The 3rd fret, 1, 2, 3.
And it's between the lines, isn't it? That was the confusion I had
Yeah.
when I did it first time. It's not on the bars going across, it's actually in between the bars.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Can I just say, if somebody's having a little bit of a disconnect with their children who play the piano or something, that's a totally different
Yes,
numbering
that's a
system.
really good
Our thumbs
point.
are
I've had
number 1,
this.
2, 3, 4,
Yeah,
5.
yeah.
So, you know, a parent could be sat there playing away going, no, finger 3, and the kids go, it's
Yeah.
number 3. You've got a different system going on?
Yeah.
So you know that.
Yeah, funny enough, I teach some pianists as well, and it's really
When
confusing
you're
for
saying that,
them.
I'm having to change
Yeah.
it.
So do you go 1, 2, 3, 4,
1,
5?
2, 3, 4, 5, yeah.
Yeah. So we.
Start
Yeah.
with thumbs are 1.
Yeah, because obviously we don't use the thumb
Yes.
on this hand.
Yeah.
So yeah, good point. As Mark said, you want to be sort of in between the frets. If you go over the fret, you'll get that. If you're not close enough to the fret, you'll get that as well. So you've kind of got to be in between the frets, okay? You've got to press quite hard. To begin with, it does hurt, and sort of for children it hurts their fingers to begin with, but you'll be surprised how quickly you toughen up. You'll get a bit of a groove in your finger to begin with. Now when it comes to strumming the chords, you can either use a finger, a thumb, or you can use a pick. People use all different things. I have no preference, whatever is easiest for you to use. It doesn't matter. They're all a similar sound, okay? For today, we're doing all downstrokes. So this is your C chord, and you can just strum it down like that, and we're already starting to sound quite good. Okay, perfect.
Well remembered.
Yeah. I think we're about ready for the first song. So the first song has got one chord in it. So what we'll do, again, as Mark said, it's a recap song. We did it a few months ago, but we'll have a little listen to it first.
And these are all from your book, aren't they?
These are all from the book. Yeah, I don't know if you, while I find it, if you want to hold that up for me, that'd be fantastic. So I'll put the first one on.
The ukulele song
There
is
you go.
here, it's easy and it's fun. The ukulele song is here, there's just one chord to strum. The ukulele song is here, you sing it night and day. The ukulele song is here, there's just one chord to play.
Okay, so there's one chord. This song is in 4/4 time. Just means there's 4 beats in every bar. As you look at music, a bar is just a line that's drawn. It just helps to sort of separate music and give reference points, really. It doesn't sort of mean much more than that. So 4/4, there's 4 beats in every bar. We're going to strum once in every bar. And each strum is going to last 4 beats. That's called a semi-breve. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. Now, the intro for this song, you're going to hear 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, then the word the, and then you're in. It's quite obvious. So you'll hear 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. The ukulele song is here. Let's go for it.
Great.
What's the worst that can happen, eh? So, let's, well, we may find out. Here we go.
The ukulele song is here, it's easy and it's fun. The ukulele song is here, there's just one chord to strum. The ukulele song is here, you sing it night and day. The ukulele song is here, there's just one chord to play.
Perfect. So we're what, 6 minutes in and you've done your first song already, and I've gibbered for quite a while. So have I not done that? Yeah, you can see how easy it is to get going. How did you find that?
That's fine,
Yes.
and I can see how the progression, like you said, that was just a semi-route, so just one in each bar, but I guess you can do more than one in each bar.
Exactly
And
right.
also, if you're doing it in a school or something and you want to introduce the singing element as well, I mean, it's great
Yeah.
to have someone singing the song as you go, but you can actually combine. You two are doing it very naturally. I was thinking very
Well, I'm not sure about that.
but that element of being able to combine the two, so even just on this song, there's
Yeah.
a whole level of things that you can do
Yeah, exactly.
to make it
Yeah.
more complicated. Or
Yeah, so as you said, we did semi-breves. You could easily do crotchets, and we'll come on to that a little bit more in a little while. So the second song, and again one that we did a few months ago, this is called Dippy the Dinosaur. So if we just go forward to track 3, we'll have a little listen to this track first, and then take it from there. Here we go. I'll explain it in a minute.
Dippy was a dinosaur who lived so long ago. He lived during Jurassic times when dinosaurs could roam. But something put an end to them, and no one knows for sure if it was the Ice Age or a meteor.
So, Dippy the Dinosaur, there's a new chord in it. We know C. That's your first chord. Got that under your belt. The second chord in this is an A minor. Okay, so to recap, you're going to take your second finger, sometimes called your middle finger, and place it on the second fret of the string closest to you. Which we know, if we think about good children eat apples, we know that's the G string. So we're placing it just there. Perfect. And
Yep.
that's a minor chord. Minor chords tend to sound a bit more mysterious, don't they?
They do.
I love that. Nice and mysterious. Whereas the
Harry
major,
Potter.
Yeah. Major's quite sort of happy.
And the thing I find hard about that is the fact that you only want to be pressing down on that one string all the way over there, and I start to touch the other ones as well. But that's the
way to do that actually is, if you can, Mark, just push your wrist through
further around there.
Yeah, and it lifts. If your hand's sort of rigid there, you'll kill them.
Yeah.
If you listen, as I push it through, it becomes much clearer.
Yeah.
So when you're doing that at home, just try and push your wrist through a little bit.
Your wife, the violinist, is watching this. She's ashamed.
I know she will be. Yes, all those hours of watching her whizzing around. Like I said, right hand, left hand. That's the thing about being a drummer. It's much easier, I think.
We haven't hit it yet, so that's good.
No, exactly.
This song's This song's in 3/4, and as you listen to it, you can really hear that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and that kind of almost like a waltz feel to it. So it's got 2 chords in it. The first half is all a C chord, and the second half is all an A minor. To go from the C to the A minor, you're going to change from your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret, string furthest away, to 2nd finger, 2nd fret, string closest to you. It's in 3/4, and we're strumming once in every bar. So each strum is 3 beats, and that's called a dotted minute, and that's 3 beats. Your intro to this song, you'll hear 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're straight in. Okay, good to give it a go?
Yeah.
Right, okay, here we go. Let's just move that back.
Tippy was a dinosaur who lived so long ago. He lived during Jurassic times when dinosaurs could roam.
Okay, ready to change? Now.
But something put an end to them, and no one knows for sure if it was the Ice Age or a meteor.
Perfect. How was that?
Good. It's nice that it's slow.
Yeah.
And interestingly, as a music teacher and as someone learning something relatively new, I still had that kind of, I've got to do something quickly. And actually, you've got much more time than you think, actually, from having played the C to actually get ready for the A.
Yeah.
And it's that kind of, the heart rate starts to go a little bit. So it's interesting, certainly as a teacher, sort of remembering what it's like to feel as someone that you're teaching, or certainly if you're in a classroom situation, there's lots of people worrying about lots of things. It's great to feel it from the other way around, I think.
Yeah, you've got half a song to worry about.
Yes.
You changed well on the chord though, so well done. Now, the 3rd song, we're going to introduce a new chord, and this is probably the hardest chord yet. Thus far, the chords that we've done have all had just the 1 finger placed on the frets. This one's got 3, so it's really quite a tricky chord. It's called a G7. Now, if you place a C chord down for me, we'll move from a C to a G7. So, 3rd finger on your left hand, 3rd fret on the string furthest away from you, and that's a C chord. I want you to slide that finger to the 2nd fret. Okay? So you're on the same string, you're just sliding it from 3 to 2. Your 1st finger, I want you to put diagonally up from it. So you're on the 1st fret of the 3rd string, the E string. Okay? And you should now have your 2nd finger dangling around. So your 2nd finger, you've got to lean over and put on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. In effect, you'll end up with an arrow pointing up the ukulele. So that's looking good. When you do it like that, it's okay, that's fine. When you've got to get to it in the song, it's a little bit harder. To take your fingers off and put it back is a little bit tricky.
You put stickers on, couldn't you? Just to
you
mark?
could indeed,
You've got to go with that.
yeah, that's a good idea. And it is a little bit tricky. It's okay, just doing it like that, but in the song it's a little bit harder. So the next song that we do, if you're struggling to move between the C and the G7, If there's two of you, perhaps one of you can do the C, one of you can do the G7, or to begin with, just do one of the chords. If you're happy to move, fantastic. So the next song, the third song that we're going to do is called Falling Coconuts. Let's have a little listen to it first.
Coconuts are falling from the tree. Coconuts are falling next to me. One falls down, two fall down, three fall out the tree. Four fall down, five fall down, six fall next to me. Coconuts are falling from the tree. Coconuts are falling next to me. One falls down, two fall down, three fall out the tree. Four fall down, five fall down, six fall next to me.
So there's quite a lot going on. Although we've only got two chords, it's a fairly quick movement between the two. So like I say, if you're struggling, just do the one. The song's in 4/4. So as we talked about, there's 4 beats in each bar. On this one though, we're going to strum twice in every bar. Each strum, 1, 2, 1, 2, will last 2 beats. A strum that lasts 2 beats is called a minim. Okay, now the intro for this, you're going to hear 3 clicks and then 3 piano chords. So you'll hear click, 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 dum, 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 and then we're in. Right, let's go for it. Coconuts are falling from the tree. Coconuts are falling next to me. Falls down, fall down, G7, G7, fall down, fall down, 6 fall next to me again. Coconuts are falling from the tree. Coconuts are falling next to me. Dancing. One falls down, two fall down, three fall out the tree. Four fall down, six fall next to me. Like Mark said at the beginning, all of these songs that we're doing are available through Mark's podcast, Education on Fire, or obviously they're all available in the book that you can buy from my website or quite a few places online as well. So we've done 3 chords. We're doing well. Song number 4. Here we go. Song number 4 is called Itchy Jumper, and it's just got the same 2 chords as the previous song. So it's got C and G7. Okay, so C we know. Let's just remind ourselves how to get to G7. If you slide your finger from the 3rd fret to the 2nd, your first finger that's currently waggling around, put it on the 1st fret of the 3rd string, 1, 2, 3, and your 2nd finger, 2nd fret of the 2nd string, and you'll end up with an arrow-like shape pointing up the neck. Let's have a little listen to Itchy Jumper, which is song number 7, and then I'll explain about the intro, etc. So let's have a look.
Repeating as well, so.
Here we are. I need to explain that. I'll explain that in a sec. Don't think I've pressed play. Bear with me 1 second.
So this was my first hearing of this, but it's not because we did it last time. I would just sit and watch this now and just listen and focus on it and see what's going on. On my second listen, I tried to move my fingers.
Yeah, good idea.
Play.
Yeah.
It makes me wanna scratch itchy jumper, itchy jumper.
Yeah, it's quite quick as
I
well.
always get to rush itchy jumper, itchy jumper. It makes me wanna scratch itchy jumper, itchy jumper. I always get to rush. Wanna wear it, 'cause it looks so good. Gotta wear it, really wish I could. Wanna wear it, 'cause it looks so good. Gotta wear it, really wish I could.
Yeah, so as Carol explained there, a couple of things. First off, just have a listen to it before you try. It's quite quick, this one. Carol also kindly pointed out there's a repeat in this. A thick line, a thin line, and 2 dots like a colon mean repeat. So if you're looking at the music in front of you, you'll see that the last 4 bars on this are repeated. It's a fairly quick one. It's in 4/4, but this time we're going to strum every beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. If we're strumming every beat, it's called a crotchet. I think that's such a strange word, crotchet. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just doing down strums. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're moving between the C and the G7. Okay. Now the intro for this song, you'll hear 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, itchy, and then we're in. So we're basically in on the word jumper. So as soon as you've heard the word itchy, you're in with a C chord. You've got 2 C chords, then you've got a few G7s. If you're struggling, like Harold said, just listen to it first time or just try one of the chords. Let's give it a go. Right. Oh, that's the wrong one, sorry. That's the one without any singing on it. Here we go.
Itchy jumper, itchy jumper, it makes me wanna scratch. Itchy jumper, itchy jumper, I always get a rash. Itchy jumper, it makes me wanna scratch. Itchy jumper, I always get a rash. Gotta wear it 'cause it looks so good. Gotta wear it, really wish I could. Gotta wear it 'cause it looks so good. Gotta wear it, really wish I could.
I so identify with that song.
Yeah.
Going into the winter. So,
Yeah, we should do that one at Christmas, shouldn't we? Actually, thinking about it.
Yeah, those
Can
jumpers
you
are always
reword
itchy,
it
aren't
to
they?
Itchy Christmas jumper?
Itchy Christmas, see if I can fit that in. Okay, this is the last song that we did on our last session. It's called Coffee Breath. It's got 3 chords in it. It's got a C in it.
I'm not sure we did this on the last one, did we?
I thought we did, but I'm not sure actually. I was wondering
I
that.
think we did, but we didn't do it
I
all
think we
together.
did it
Okay.
quickly.
Yes,
we did. So we can either treat this as the last one or we can fit a new one in, see how we're doing.
You did the hard bit. And
I did the hard
we did
bit.
the there.
Yeah, that's why I think I can play it. And actually, yeah. Fair.
So it's got 3 chords. It's got a C in it.
Yeah.
Nice cheerful C. Bit of mystery going on with our A minor and our G7. Now Coffee Breath.
Oh, hang on. Right, okay. So I need to spend 5 minutes, which we're not going to do now, but doing that without actually playing, just working it through.
The thing to do, if you can, when you're moving your fingers, try and keep them as close as you can to the fretboard. If you sort of lift off and go like that, the further your
Can't
fingers
find it
go,
again.
I mean that's relevant to most instruments, isn't it? I'm sure on the piano
definitely
you're
the
not
piano.
doing that, are you? Maybe
looks
different with
better.
drums. I suppose you've sort of got to lift up to hit things quite hard.
Yeah, it depends on the
Well,
volume and that kind of thing.
Something that.
But then,
Yeah.
I guess the dexterity is slightly different in
Yeah.
terms of you've got lots of things going on in a small space here, and that's why I like the Timps, you see, because they're like they're 30 inches across. It's much easier.
Yeah, got a good zone.
Yeah, exactly.
So try and keep your fingers as close as you can. Coffee Breath is in 2/4. We've got 3 chords. Let's have a little listen to it. I think it's track 9, and then I'll quickly go through it. So here we go. It's nice and slow.
Coffee breath, my dad's got bad coffee breath. He drinks it in the morning, he drinks it all day long. That's why he's got such a terrible coffee breath, my dad's got bad coffee breath. He drinks it in the morning, he drinks it late at night. That's why his breath just don't smell right. Coffee breath, my dad's got bad coffee breath. Coffee breath, my dad's got bad coffee breath. He drinks it in the morning, he drinks it all day long. That's why he's got such a terrible breath.
Now on this one, there's, if you're looking at the music, at the end it says D, C, al fine. That means go back to the beginning and then stop at fine. So you play it all the way through, back to the beginning and stop at fine, which is a little bit confusing. Looks like the word fine, but I've been told by proper musicians it's pronounced fine.
It's Finnish in Italian.
Yeah.
So da capo means the head.
Is that what it means?
Da capo al fine. So go to the head, and the head of the piece of music is the people.
I like that. That's good. I'm going to tell all my students that now, as if I knew it.
Well, the head is the main part of it, so if you've got an introduction, it's not actually that bit, is it? But it's for musical purposes, it's go back to the
But I guess that's why it's DC as opposed to DS. When you have it.
Yeah.
Well, that's a whole nother Facebook Live that we'll do another time.
I'm starting to think you hadn't heard this because you laughed at the lyrics.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
I think
So
you're
maybe we
right.
haven't done this. Maybe we'll treat this as the last one rather than introduce a new one. But we'll see how it is. It's in 2/4. Each note is going to last 2 beats. Each strum is going to last 2 beats, and that's called a minim. We've got the 3 chords in it, and the intro for this one is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're in. So you're strumming once in each bar. Coffee breath, my dad's got bad coffee breath. Try and keep your fingers as close as you can to the fret. There's a lot of, although there's only 3 chords, there's quite a bit of chord movement in this. So maybe just start with the C, get your mum, your dad, your brother, whoever you're playing this with to do the other chord, and then build up slowly until you can do all of the chords.
It's the same sequence, isn't it? You always go from C to G and then C to A minor. We don't do G7 to A minor, so you can just work in C, right, C, G7, C, G7.
Yeah.
Which actually we should be really good at, because we've done that already 25,000 times if we were doing it for practice purposes.
Yeah, no, that's a good point
C
though.
to A, C to
Right, here we go. Let's give this a little go. Here we go. Coffee breath, my dad's got bad coffee breath. He drinks it in the morning, he drinks it all day long. That's why he's got such a terrible coffee breath, my dad's got bad coffee breath. He drinks it in the morning, he drinks it late at night. That's why his breath just goes down right. Coffee breath, my dad's got bad coffee breath. Coffee breath, my dad's got bad coffee breath. He drinks it in the morning, he drinks it all day long. That's why he's got such a terrible cold. Perfect.
Not bad for a first go.
That's alright, that one.
It's the changing quickly from, was it when it goes to the C to the G minor quickly after just one, I think. But that's trickier.
When I'm teaching new things, so I tell people we're going to do it 20 times, and it might take time straight off the bat, and it might take time 15 before you get it right.
Yeah.
Just gradually build that up. If your fingers haven't done something before, although it looks easy to just go like that,
It's
you've
not,
never
is
actually
it?
done
Yeah.
that before. So you've got to teach your fingers, make that connection from your brain through to your fingers.
Yeah.
How to do that.
That's very, very true, because sort of for me, ukulele chords are relatively simple, but on a piano, because I can't play a piano, if you told me to do a shape I hadn't done before, it'd just be so awkward.
Yeah.
It just takes time, doesn't it, to go from what you're thinking to actually do it. It's the same,
Making those connections.
Yeah. How are your brains doing? You can do one more, or we can
I've
call
got
it...
this.
Let's do one more.
one
Because,
more.
Go for one
because
more.
the important thing is that we were doing this as a recap of what we've done with a little bit extra. We're going to tell you in a moment, once we've finished our playing, just what you can do, because we've got options to go through this much slowly, and as Paul said, you can buy the book and we can support you in different ways. So let's try one more, just so we've covered something new. And then
So having said that, you're about to regret it, because you've got to learn a new chord. So this song's called Can You Play Me a C? It's actually, I lied, you've got to learn 2 new chords.
oh, excellent.
If I'd said that, you wouldn't have gone for it.
Sure, I need to be somewhere.
Yeah. A C chord, we know that's no problem. A G chord is kind of a mirror image of a G7, but equally tricky. If you put your second finger on the second fret of the string furthest away from you, okay, your third finger is then diagonal up from it, so it ends on the third fret of the third string. Your first finger that's currently waggling around is going on the second fret of the second string. So you end up with an arrow pointing up the ukulele. So I've got an arrow pointing up there, and it should sound like that. So it's quite a vibrant, happy sounding chord.
So my fingers are quite wide, shall we say.
Yeah.
So that's we haven't talked about sizes of ukuleles and that kind of thing, but that does make a difference, doesn't it? You know,
Yeah.
if I was going to be playing this all the time, I'd be thinking of maybe getting a larger sized ukulele, or
I mean, you're on the smallest one. Oddly, Mark's playing a soprano, which is, well, there is one smaller, believe it or not, but that's the size that's synonymous with a ukulele. Mine's slightly bigger. Oddly though, although mine's bigger, the nut, this bit here, is no bigger. So you actually don't gain anything by getting the bigger one.
Okay.
You get more frets, but a lot of people think, oh, I'll get a bigger ukulele, it'll make it easier to play. It's a bit of a sort of myth,
what you
really.
do with a violin or a cello.
Yeah.
So the actual here is the same
It's the
size.
same. Yeah,
Okay.
so there is a size up from this, which is a bit bigger. A lot of it just comes down to dexterity in that it does get easier.
Right.
Your fingers sort of become a bit more upright
Got
and that, but it can be a little bit tricky to begin with, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm loving it because every other instrument in the world is built around adult men. So
Yeah, yeah.
Got one that
This
works
is
with, yes.
Yeah.
small hands.
That's your G. The other chord that we need to know is an F, so there's only major happy chords in this. We'll find the F by starting with an A minor. If you put your second finger down, second fret, that's all the one you need for an A minor. Your first finger that's waggling around, put it on the first fret of the third string, and that is your
It
F.
does kind of want to go there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it feels like it naturally wants to fall
It was
there.
the same on the G. The spare finger didn't
Yeah.
just want to plonk down.
And in terms of the numbers of the strings, it's 1, 2, 3, 4
Yeah.
going away from you.
Going away from
Yeah.
good point. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the way we do it. Now, can you play me a C? Let's have a little listen to it first before we talk
Yes,
about
we'll
it
do
too
that.
much.
I can do the C to F.
Right, here we go.
Can you play me a C? Can you play me an F? Can you play me a G? Can you play me a C? G, can you play me a C?
So this is going to repeat
Yeah.
almost like the beginning.
Play me an F? Can you play me a G? Can you play me a C? F, G, now we know it's a C. Now we know it's an F. Now we know it's a G. Now we know it's a C. F, G, can you play me a C?
So the good thing about this one is it does tell you what chord to play as you sing it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you don't need to read it too much.
I don't know what G is enough yet in my brain to put
Yes.
that one in the piece.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stick with C and F on that one.
Perfect.
And then another time through, I would maybe just play the G. But I'm not ready yet to do C, F, G. Purely because I
Yeah.
don't know it enough. As I'm looking down, I'm going, I don't know where my hand goes.
I think the first time you do it, it is really tricky.
Yeah.
Well, much more than
Yeah.
the first time.
I need to
The first
spend another 10
few
minutes
times,
just
yeah.
learning the G.
I think my
And
brain
it's-
is also, having done the G7 much more,
Yeah.
automatically I hear G and
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very true. Yeah, for a lot of people, they naturally
Yeah.
go to that.
Yeah.
If you play
But that's what
G7,
learning is and practicing is. That's
Yeah.
what it's all about, isn't it? It's gradually starting from zero and gradually building it up.
I mean, it wouldn't sound disastrous if you played a G7. Between you and me.
But I'm trying to play this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The intro on this, you've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll then hear, can you play me a... And you can come in on C. You can come in with the singing, but it's better to come in on, can you play me a C? Okay. We're in 4/4 and we're strumming 4 beats per bar, so crotchet strums. 1, 2, 3, 4. And like Mark was talking about earlier, sort of once you're a bit more dexterous at moving between the chords, you can sort of, can you play me a C? Sort of do a few up and down strokes as well. So, but for this, we're just doing 4 strums in each bar. Don't worry about hitting every chord, just give it your best go. Right, let's go for it. Let's just put that back.
2020
Here we go.
up and down, that's what we're aiming for.
Can you play me a C? Can you play me a F? Can you play me a G? Can you play me a C? F, G, can you play me a C? Can you play me a F? Can you play me a G? Can you play me a C? F, G, now we know it's a C. Now we know it's an F. Now we
both did terrific.
Well,
Well,
musically,
then
we started in the right place and we finished in the right place.
And I think
Yeah.
as musicians, we kind of take it for granted that we could keep our place
Yeah.
there. So I dipped out on the G's, but I was able to count it. If I was teaching a class of children, I'd be thrilled if they kept the place
Yeah.
in that bit. That would be our learning.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So that's, it's important just to keep going.
Yeah,
which is really
definitely.
difficult to do. Anyway.
Fantastic. Well done, you guys.
Yeah, thank you very
much.
I'll hand over to you, Mark.
I'm just going to sit and work on that G while you
Okay. Well,
It's a
thanks, Paul.
challenge,
That's
yeah.
That's brilliant. We've gone over obviously a lot of stuff as a recap from what we did back in May, and also some new things as well. So we want to be able to support you. We as I said at the beginning, we know you come from slightly different backgrounds. Some of you are teachers wanting to do this with your class at school. Some of you are parents wanting to do it at home with your homeschooling, or just as something fun to do with your children. And some of you, we just know, do it as a hobby. And all these things have a slightly different take. So what we thought we'd do is we give you the opportunity, first of all, to support you in doing exactly what we've been doing in this lesson. So if you literally do it as a hobby, all you'd like to do is to have the book so that you can work through it yourself. If you're sort of that far through, if you go to Paul's website, you can order it online and it happens automatically. So do you want to give them your details?
Just my name. It's www.paulmansell.co.uk. You can also, sorry to interrupt for a second, teachers, if you order it, it comes with lesson plans and videos as well. But if you just want the book, it's $9.99 from my website.
Fantastic. So you can do that if you, like I say, if you just want to do the book and to work through it yourself. If you are a teacher or you want some extra support with the learning side of it, then Carol and I obviously are both involved and run Primary Music on Fire membership site. And so we've got some of this material within the membership so that you can actually take part with us. We've got lots of extra support. We also have a closed Facebook group is a forum so that we can talk you through lots of things. If you have any questions, we can answer them for you. And as well as the ukulele, which is obviously what we've been doing today, we have recorders, we've got ocarinas, we've got boom whackers, we've got samba things, we've got lesson plans, we've got all manner of things that we've put together to help you as primary teachers doing music in school. So if you go to educationonfire.com/membership, you will be able to see a list of all the things that we've got there and details of how to join. So that's educationonfire.com/membership. And from there you can join and we can help you, and we look forward to seeing you inside if you'd like to. And if you decide to do that, as we're getting back into the autumn term, the new academic year, if you do sign up before the 1st of September, this year, 2019, we will send you a free copy of Paul's book as well. So you've got a copy of that as well as the resource material that's inside. So so educationonfire.com/membership will take you straight to the pages that you need with the information and go from there. And you can join us inside, and then we can do, we like to be very reactive to your needs in there. So if you needed us to go through this individually, we could do this. We could do Facebook Lives within there. We can just show you a particular thing if you have a question, and it's very interactive. That's the point. It's not just about the resources, it's about having access to us so that we can help you in whatever it is that you need. So I do encourage you to do that if that's the sort of support that you need. Now, going forward in terms of this, because we have a lot of fun doing this, so we thought we'd like to keep doing it, and so one of the things we're thinking about is maybe going through the rest of this book, but that we're going to put aside just for 1 second. We're going to do that sort of thing probably just within the membership for now. But Christmas is just around the corner, he says, in August. But we thought actually that would be a lot of fun. It'd be a lot of fun for you to be playing stuff with us. We know that often you have Christmas concerts, or maybe you have something where you want people to be involved, and actually doing a little bit of a Christmas melody with a ukulele would be something which would be a lot of fun. So what we're going to do after half term, we're going to do a series of videos that you can come along and join us with, and we'll teach you some of these Christmas songs and how you're going to play the ukulele with them, and then we're going to have a live Christmas get-together.
Yeah.
That's what we were chatting about before. So if you want to use some of the songs in your school concert, then of course you can do that as well. But if you're just, as I said, someone who's doing it for a hobby, who just wants to have fun doing what we're doing now, we thought we'd pick a date just around Christmas time where we can all come together, play some Christmas carols or some Christmas songs with us, playing the ukulele, and we'll have all of those things built up, and we'll support you to learn those songs as we go through. I've never done any of those things before, so we'll be led by Paul and what he thinks is the best way of doing it. So so that should be fun. So if you want to keep up to date with all of that, the best thing to do is, as you're here watching, like this page, and we'll make sure that we've got all of those details on there. So if you like the Education on Fire Podcast Network page, I go on and I'll do some live videos, keep you up to date, post all the sorts of things that you need, and then you'll know exactly what there is. And for those of you that have already signed up to the Education on Fire newsletter and all those sorts of things, it always goes out to the email, people who've got their email details on my website as well. So is that everything we needed to say? I think so. I think we covered everything.
Figured the G out.
Apart from being able to play the G. That's what we'll be doing for the rest of the day. So, hope you enjoyed that. Please leave some comments. It's really nice to hear who you are and how it's worked for you. And if there's anything that we can do to support you, just leave a comment, as I said. Or if you go to the membership area, educationonfire.com/membership, then we can help you with anything in much more detail inside there. Plus anything else you need for primary music. And Paul's book, Ukulele School, has everything there that can support you too. And as I said, if you do sign up before the 1st of September, we'll send you a copy of that book as part of signing up anyway, so thank you for joining. So, thanks very much for being with us. We've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun.
As always.
And why don't you play us out, Paul, as I finish us off and get ready to finish. I've got this in my head all the time as well. It's just so nice, yeah.
I like it. It's a fun song.
Yes.